Sorry for my lateness. You know how it is when Mondays are my days of being magic with the self. Just flowing when I want to flow, get out of bed when I want to get, well, it's kind of hard to do that today because Kitty was like in her, I don't want to move off of you. I'm going to lay here. And I'm like, I have to get up now. She's like, no, you don't. And I said, yes, I do. She goes, come on, let's just lay. No, I have some things to do. Like, and she goes, what? I go, laundry. You know, I have to put clothes on my body. You get to walk around in your fur. She goes, oh, yeah, that's right. You humans are so complicated. I'm like, oh. Listen, miss, I have cat litter on the back of me. Oh, she didn't like that. I got the cat look. And I said, yeah. I said, come here. It was time to do a little hair trimming. Beautiful cat, but she's got that long hair. All right, welcome on in. Today, I'm leaving you with some, we gotta talk about it because you know what time it is. We gotta talk about it. Okay, so I'm just gonna allow Creator and my grandmother's, my benevolent light team lead this conversation because it's really one of those things that we have to talk about. So let's dive into it. Welcome to Be So Light.tv. This is Felicia, Niana, and Priestess Makala. Today I'm full-on priestess. Okay? I am priestess of my divine right and being. So, let's talk about this. When we talk about protection, protecting your energy field, protecting yourself when you're in crowds of people, protecting yourself around people that you know don't get you, okay? They'll smile in your face and act like they get you, but they're off to the side talking all this stuff about you, saying not very nice things about you. If there's a difference in religious belief, that becomes an issue because they want you to think like them, flow like them, and if you don't do that, they get upset about it. Then they try to nitpick and pull things apart on you to see where they can call you evil or not connected to anything good. And then there's the ones that come in, claim to be helping you. They're going to help you. And then as soon as you get in their field and you're in their space, they full on attack you. And you know it's an attack because you start feeling your intuition alarms going off. Like, oh shit, what the hell is this person? They start blaming you for stuff. They start bringing up stuff that has nothing to do with you. But you are going to be the one that they full on attack. And they're going to throw all this stuff at you. Everything. They're going to pass off all their anger, all their guilt of stuff that they've been doing that they don't feel right within themselves. Even if they're in a relationship and they know that they're doing things in a relationship, manipulating the relationship and fear-mongering their partner or threatening their partner, they're going to take all that energy and throw it onto you. Hold on. Turn that off. So, we're going to talk about when you start feeling like you're being attacked by someone that you might think is your friend or a co-worker, especially co-workers. Okay, co-workers will do it. Bosses will do it. Even family members will do it. They'll do it. Um, how do you defend yourself? How do you do that? Let's just start off with crossing your arms. That automatically creates a shield where there it creates that force field around you where, okay, if you're throwing anything at me, I don't consent to it. That's the first thing I want you to remember. If you know where the energy is coming from, derail it immediate by saying, I don't consent to it. I don't consent to it. A lot of people you'll see that come onto their platforms and they're doing their work, they're being of service. They will say, if you're coming here with your low vibrational, third dimensional, mundane self, and you haven't leveled up, you haven't done your shadow work, you haven't healed your wounds, but you think it's okay to go and attack other people, I don't consent to your energy. I don't consent to your energy. I don't consent to your entities that are attached to you. If you've been a heavy drinker, drug abusing yourself, you have entities on you. No doubt about it. You have entities. And the reason why I can say that is because most people who have addictions and habits have entities on them because that's how they keep getting caught up in the same cycle. If you're in a relationship with an abusive person, that person has an attachment on them that makes them more abusive towards you. If you are shining your light bright and they have not done their work, they're going to start attacking you. Okay? People who are portals for entities to attach to them, these beings will hitch a ride on that person because they can actually maneuver that person to do things. Now, I know a lot of you have been paying attention since this solar eclipse happened. How many people have either done some crazy things, families have been killed, they've done some things um, attacking the families. That's just attachments. They were fine, and then all of a sudden this started happening. Okay. Then there's the situations of people who are setting themselves on fire. I'm like, what is going on? It's the energy. It's when the person is hijacked. Okay. And you will know when a person's hijacked because they look different. They talk different. They're whatever they used to do before and they used to enjoy, they don't do it anymore. Okay, pay attention to that. And I watched a movie last night. Oh my God, and it's an old one. And it's called An Invitation to Hell. It was on Pluto. And I was kind of like looking at it and I said, wait a minute. And they had some old stars in that movie. And Susan Lucci, you know, from All My Children, who took forever to win an Emmy. And now we understand why, because she wouldn't participate in all the shenanigans that was going on, why it took so long for her to get an Emmy. And until that person was removed from the board, then finally she got an Emmy. It took forever for her to get, I think it was almost 17 or 20 years before she would get nominated, but she would never get the Emmy. Okay? So in this movie, Invitation to Hell, one of them old movies, kind of cracked me up. And I'm watching it. Oh my God. Sometimes you just got to go back to those old movies because they were spilling the beans then. They were talking about the stuff then. It was like, and I'm sitting there going, and they go, Suzanne! what the role she was playing. And I was just like, oh my God, what the heck? Really interesting movie. But it was all about how this man realized that his family wasn't acting right. The wife wasn't acting right. She wasn't herself. The son and the daughter, they weren't themselves. They took on more of a darker energy, and it was just kind of weird. So he started paying attention to where they were going. They kept going to the club to join the club. Oh, you didn't join the club. He's like, no, I don't have any interest in joining the club. You have to join the club. And I'm like, ooh, good movie. Invitation to Hell, old movie. So when we talk about protecting yourself, crossing your arms is one. If you're at work and a coworker is in your space and you know that person is a negative Nancy or a negative Joe, you just take cross your feet over. That's way that energy is not coming into your space. Okay? That's an automatic quick shield. And just saying in your mind, I don't consent to your energy. I don't consent to this timeline of your hooking. I don't consent to it. When you're doing that and saying that, that automatically derails that energy. Okay? You have to start doing that. If you have certain prayers that you like to say, perfect. If you have certain medicine songs that you start humming, kind of like in the movie, I want to say instrumental, it was the Shadowhunter movie. As soon as he went into City of Bones, something like that. As soon as he went into the apartment where that lady was, and she says, "I have to read the cards for you. Sit down. I'll pull a card." And when he went up to the piano, he started playing a certain tone, and she was like, "Young man, please stop playing that." And he knew, says, "You are not who you say you are. You look like you got hijacked. You look like a demon." And he's playing this song, and she's like, "Young man, that song, that song." And all of a sudden, she says, "Stop playing that song." Her whole face changes, and she stands up and pushes him and rips everything out and loses her being. She becomes that demonic being, and she starts attacking him. So when we're talking about shielding, you should automatically, first thing, like I said yesterday, first thing in the morning, you anoint yourself up. You shield up. There's good books out there that you can get your hands on. And one of my old favorite ones that I've had for a very long time, and I don't see it all the time, is this one. The Golden Secrets of Mystic Oils by Anna Reba. Love this. This is an old book. I got this book back in a time when I think Dr. Keys, or should I say Mr. Keys, was alive. When he had his Mystic Candle shop downtown Sacramento area back in the day. Off of Franklin, I think it was off of Franklin Boulevard. But I got this book, and I really, there's something in it all the time when you're reading it and looking up certain things, what does it mean, certain numbers and oils and things and how to use them. It's a really good book on A to Z oils in the book. Then if you're more modern, mixing essential oils for magic, the alchemy of oils. Love this book. This is a good one too. So this one, I like how, it turned right to the one that I wanted to say. Let's talk about lime. Lime. You can drink lime juice. It's very good for you. You can also have lime oil. Why do I say lime oil? Because lime oil, if you have it in your shower energy, it can be used to energize the mind, to help manifest with abundance and success. It can be used to purification, to consecrate tools, and it's used as a protective shield against negativity. Lime. You would never think that about limes, would you? No. Yeah, you can use it for that. You can. It's a good healing, vitality, and it works really well with that. Let's look at another one. Um, I like gardenia. Gardenia is another one. So when you look at frankincense, that's another one. Grapefruit, geranium, rose geranium. Now, rose geranium's a nice one too. It's very healing, but it's also to help with self-growth, creativity. It works with breaking hexes. It works with attracting luck, bringing in happiness and security. Rose of geranium. Now, when we talk about wearing these beautiful flower essence of energy and you're placing them within your auric field and you're working with that, that emanates throughout your whole auric field. It gets in that whole place. So when you're doing that, you're bubbling out that energy. It's there so that it can provide nurturing, shielding. It bumps up your auric field stronger so that it's not so easy to get into your field. Working with colors, just saying colors like purple, violet flames, putting those flames up, Saint Germain flames going, and that helps to start moving negative energy out. You just have some people that love to just hurt people just because they're hurting people. And one of the things when someone calls me and say, hey, I had something happen to me, can you help me? I'm all about, okay, what happened? The person will tell me what the event was. They'll tell me what happened to them. I said, okay. I said, so some people will be all about, oh, let's just transmute it, send it into like da 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 da. No, there's this thing called now divine sovereign. Okay, a sovereign being. You're a divine sovereign being. If someone comes into your space, attacking you and harming you, that's a violation. Oh yeah. You can actually call on the universe police, the universal team that can take care of things like that. There is a team in the universe that does that. They like to go out after really dark, heavy type of energies that are very slimy and dark. They'll go after that. This is also where dragons come in. If you need assistance with something immediately, if you have your team of dragons and you say, hey, I'm feeling something getting into my space, take care of it. My dragons don't have a problem with that. They do not have a problem with that. If I say, hey, I'm feeling weird, I'm feeling like someone's getting in my space, someone's doing something, they will go seek it out. Because remember, and this is the part everyone forgets, when you're intentionally hurting someone, you're leaving a trace. You're leaving an energy trace. So you're easy to be found by the energy trace that you're leaving in the air. And just because you might not get it back right then and there on that day, oh, it's coming for you. because you left a trace up there. So any hierarchy beings of benevolent light can see it and then follow it and see exactly who's doing it and take care of the situation. Okay? So don't forget that. You have your team. You have Archangel Michael. When there's a really heavy demonic attack going on from someone. And like I said, most people that have that, they are alcoholics, drug abusers. They have already been hijacked because they have to have that attachment on them so they can remain to be the host to this being that's attacking them, that this being that's living off of them. They are a host to the harrowing part of themselves. They're a host to the severe weed addiction. They're a host to the spirit of the alcohol that they drink. They are a host to that spirit attachment that is on them. Okay? So when we talk about how you shield and protect yourself, you, as soon as you know that the energy is taking place, automatically purple light yourself. Silver it so it deflects. Mirrors. Visualize yourself with a whole bunch of mirrors around you, and it pushes it back towards that person. If you're in that space and they're going at it, they're doing it. Okay, this is when you see people who flip and they go from being nice, and then all of a sudden you see their eyes get kind of glazed. That's a hint. Okay. When you see the glazed eyes, that's something coming in and it's getting ready to get weird. Then you'll see the eyes drop down and they come back up and they're glazed even more and it looks like the person's not there. Then how you really know it's getting ready to get cray-cray is they get this really weird smirk on their face. That is no longer that person there. That's something that's attached to them. That's getting ready to mess with you. Okay? We are in a spiritual warfare. So just know most of all of our light workers, we're on the front field. We're seeing the Walking Dead coming in. We're seeing the compromised ones being hijacked. We're seeing these weird things happening. We're seeing the ones, I'm telling you, on TV. Pay attention. We have these nice plasma TVs and your crystal type of TVs now. Pay attention when you have political figures stepping up talking. Look at their eyes. They don't have any white in their eyes. It glitches. I've seen certain ones that come up and they're talking. I've seen their eyes go black and then come back. And these are on these high definition TV. They can't hide it on there. You can see everything. I don't care what kind of makeup you're wearing. I don't care. You can see it all on these high definition TVs. Even on your cell phones. You have a high definition type of cell phone. You can see that stuff. Especially if you got it now where you can open, they're talking live and you can expand that field and you can see. So when you're seeing these things, that glaze eyes and that smirk come on, that's how you know that whoever your friend or family member is or whatever, all of a sudden they get that smirk. That's the being that's taken over. Okay? This is where you can start saying certain prayers. This is where you can start saying certain medicine songs. This is where you say, I don't consent to you. You are in a violation. And because I know that you are not what you are and you're something else, you have to be gone. And this is when you call on the higher divine source light, mother, father, creator, brings in that divine light and shower that person in divine light. You can send that divine light, ball of light to that person to cascade around them and say whatever is on you that is not divine light, you must go. You must leave by the powers of the divine light source creator. I command it so. Through that. Boom. Gone. Because they know when a divine sovereign being says that, they have to obey that. Thus the universal law. Okay. When we talk about hexes and curses, people saying things, oh, I wish that person would just drop dead, or da 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 da. You're putting energy out there and wishing someone illness. But here's the thing. There are some people that you can say that to and nothing will ever happen to them. It'll never take effect. Because these particular beings are here to fulfill their contract. So anything outside of that realm that's not, we're talking about tea. Let's look at that. I can't tell you how many people I've heard saying, oh, I've done all kind of spells and our covenant is getting together and we're doing ritual to get rid of that person. Okay. How's that going for you so far? They don't realize that the energy that they're sending out on someone that has a high assignment to do doesn't touch them, because they're not on this third dimensional level. They might look like they are, but they're not. And this, the T, is not. Okay? Let's get it straight. It's not. It's not on that level. So it's going to go by and bypass. This is why everyone's talking about, oh, keep your frequency up. You got to keep your vibe up. You got to da-da-da. And it's so true. And the reason is because when your energy is high and it's thriving and it's strong, you're keeping your level up here. You're up here in this level. You're not down at this lower level where it's easy. Your frequency is up. When we are in a frequency of, where did I put those notes? Did I write it on this one? Hold on, I got my notes. Okay, I put it in another book. Hold on. We're going to go through this. I'll make it clearer for you. Okay. This is why I have so many journals. Okay. Let's look at this. Thank you, lovely, for the love. Okay. So let's talk about frequency and vibration. This is why it's so important. If you are in your creator, divine source, love, divinity light, you walk your divinity magic, okay? Which means you're being of service on the highest grounds. That means sometimes you got to show up as a warrior and kick some ass. Other times you can show up as the healer and do the healing. But you are in the middle, you're balanced. You know when you have to fight, you know when you're doing your healing, okay? We have to do this dual because it's what? It's inverted down here, all right? So, listen to this. Shame is a vibration of 20. Shame. So if you're walking around with a lot of shame of something that was done to you and you carry that, this is more likely why this energy will show up again. because it's a tag on you that shows you're walking with shame. So your frequency is at a 20. Guilt is 30. It's a 30 vibration. When you are in apathy or so, that's 50. Grief is 75. Fear is on 100 when you're in fear. So I want you to think back 4 years ago. Where do you think our vibration was on this planet? What was the governing energy that was being pushed 4 years ago and was keeping everyone's vibration at that 100 or less? What could be possibly more enjoyable to feed off of people vibrating at that fear junction? These particular creatures love to feed off of you when you're in shame, guilt, fear. Oh, it's fest time. It's fest time. And they love to feed when it's something, a big type of energy that happens all of a sudden. Pay attention. And they can get that emotion out of you so they can feed off of it. They can, like in the movie 30 Nights. It's part 2 of 30 Days, 30 Nights. Okay? When those particular type of vampires are feeding and the person is screaming and they're just stop, screaming, and screaming, they feed even faster and fiercer because that adrenaline in the person who's being victimized, they're feeding off of that. They're loving it. They're loving it. Same in Jeepers Creeper. Jeepers Creeper, yeah. When that's a straight on reptilian. They're showing you straight on a reptilian being going around hunting people based upon their fear energy. The fear. He smells it. He stops and he goes. And then he wants the one that smells the strongest. Like the scene where they were on the bus, the high school bus. And he's standing there, he's smelling, and he's like, and they all move out of, one moves out of the way. And he's just like this. And he's smelling again. And then finally it gets to this one young kid standing there. He is so full of fear. His eyes, he cannot move. He's paralyzed with fear. And he's shaking. And he takes a big whiff and he goes, and he's like, I want that one. Because that one has the fear. I want to feast off of that one. What makes you think that this is not happening 24/7? They show it to you. Yes, exactly. They're feeding off of that. And this is what time it is, people. Now, desire is 125. Anger is a vibration of 150. Pride is 175. Courage is 200. Then when you get to like neutrality, that's 250. When you get to willingness, that's 310. Okay, so now you're moving out of the fear, moving up to courage. So the energy starts going up. Willingness is 310. Then it goes into acceptance, 350. You go into the reason, you set an intention, 400. Moving into the love energy starts off in that 500. When you're in joy, it's all 540. And when you're sitting in peace, it's 600. Imagine if we just tacked that all in with our divine sovereign energy, activating that with everything and taking it up higher. It makes it so that these beings who love to feed off of that, they don't want to come along and feed off of your love and your peace. That's not going to do anything for them. That's like, oh, what is this? Oh. We want the stuff that's where you're scared, where you forget who you are, where you're willing to give up. That's what they want to feed off of. And from here on out, you have to make it harder and difficult for those type of creatures or energies to come in to do that. So we take away the adrenaline of the people and start the demonic. Yes, exactly. You have to. And here's the thing. This is where, and I'm going to say this, you can take it how you want. But if you are, for whatever reason, still dealing with drugs addiction and alcohol addiction, you have, if you're especially here in California, and part of, I should say, the majority of the West Coast area here, okay, all the way up through there, this West Coast, you guys have at least a month and a half to start clearing yourself of that. Because come June, come summer, all light workers, now I'm taking my galactic priestess position, all light workers, you have to get ready. You have to get ready. This is going to be full on evil and good fighting. And it will jump from person to person. And the only way it won't jump on someone that has a really strong light, you can't be compromised. Because if you're compromised, you're an easy target. This summer is going to be mind-blowing. So get ready. This is probably something that I'm not looking forward to. Because I know it's coming. I feel it. I'm already seeing it out there. This is not going to be good. But here's the thing. The stronger you are in your divinity and your connection with divine source creator, mother, father, creator, I stay away from the GOD word because you don't know which one it is. That's what time it is now. The trickery has been so severe that if you just use that word, which one are you calling in? Because now it's like a flipping back door. When you say divine source creator, that's the one true divine source. Because that emanates the most powerful love energy ever. Nothing can get around that. They don't want that. So when I say this, I am saying this like, get ready. Get yourself, get your oils ready. Get your tools ready. I don't have any problem using this. This is a sword of light. What makes this so powerful is that it came out of Mother Earth. It went through a crystalline process. It was liquid and hardened itself. This is tiny, tiny particles of all these crystals stacked on top of each other to become a solid object. But it was vapor, liquid, and then it became this. And then man came along, pulled it out of the belly of Mother Earth, and took it and shaved it down and gave it a shape and put it in a store. Someone like me walks by looking, saying, oh, that's nice. And then Spirit says, you need to get one. I'm like, no, I don't want one of those. No, get one, please. Well, I wanted to get this. Stop arguing and get it. I'm like, okay, fine. So this is pure liquid crystal light. Yeah. This is like cuts hooks and cores like nobody's business. Same with a black obsidian one or a silver obsidian. Does the same thing. That's what time it is. So this is the time when I say to my divine masculines, this is the time that your energy has to be pristine. You walk around in all your glory and your beauty of who you are. But underneath that, you are a force to be reckoned with, because the main thing you will do is protect a perimeter to not let any creatures in that should not be. You will protect your family. You will protect women and children. That's what the divine masculine does. He protects the divine feminine energy, the life giver. This is that time. So when you are shielding yourself up and you're taking care of your temple, your home, you're going to make sure that you don't get yourself hijacked. Don't put yourself in compromised situations to get hijacked. If you know that your friend ain't been acting right and went back down that road and not doing well, you might not want them hanging out with you, because you're not just hanging out with your friend, you're hanging out with the attachment that sooner or later is going to try to figure out a way to get to you. So is this making sense to you? Because this is what time it is. One of the things that when we say the words, not everybody's strong enough, that's where the light force people come in. We have to stand there. We're talking about elders. We're talking about children. We get there. Rising up in our light and holding that space, which means that you take care of yourself. You're smudging your space. You're making sure your home is blessed up. You're making sure your windows are blessed up. You're making sure your mirrors are not doorways for stuff to come in. You're making sure. Because what? This is what time it is. And it's on this summer. We're going to see stuff like you never seen before this summer. This is not fear-mongering. It's just, I just know. I feel it. How you're shifting, you're going up, but there's just going to be this, it's going to be this kind of energy. And we're going to have to keeping it up there. And this will sooner or later tires out and it just drops. And then finally, boom, it stays. You stay there. You get used to it. You love it. It takes care of you. You're here. We don't have time for bickering amongst each others. We don't have time for that. That's sandbox. You still got to hang out in your sandbox with your little pal. Okay, go do that. When you're done with that, I expect you to be on the front line. Period. You still need more time to play in the sandbox? Get your aggressions out and do your stuff? Okay, go ahead. But when you're done with that and you are ready to divinely align, get your butt in gear. Because it's time to really protect the temple. Time to really be watchful. Where are you sending your energy? Where is it going? Why are you feeling drawn to engaging in that? Is that for your highest good or not? And at the end of the day, cut those hooks and cords of the energy at the end of the day when you're working. If those of you that work around electronics, you got to replenish yourself. Clean yourself off. Those of you that work in a hospital, thank you for your services. You got to detach. Clean yourself off. Those of you that are working with lots of people and you got lots of different energies that you're coming in contact with, clean yourself off. And if you're smoking, please make sure you're smoking something clean and then use that tobacco to clean off your auric field. Not all the chemical stuff. Something organic that works with you, not against you. Better choices. When you know, you do better. When you have your knowledge and your wisdom, you do better because you know. So when you do that, and when you say the weed, when you talk about that blessed plant, you have to be careful because if it's synthetic, you're in the synthetic, and that is compromising you. So it has to be where nothing has happened to it. It's pure. It's clean. It's pristine. And that medicine can only be used if you really need it. That plant is a beautiful plant, but we have bastardized that plant and have used it up the wrong way. And that plant, I remember the first time I came in contact with that plant. And I sat with it because I wanted to make an oil out of it for pain. I was suffering fibromyalgia at the time. And I wasn't into ingesting. I'm like, I don't do that stuff, you know. And I remember I sat with the medicine of that plant. And the spirit of it came up. This beautiful spirit. And it says, I will help you with your pain. I will help you with your healing. Then I watched it when the light of it fell from it, and then it came like this shadow part, and it showed itself, and it says, but if you abuse me, I will take you down a nightmare road where it seems like you can never get out of it because you have misused me. That's exactly what that plant said. And I was like, wow, this plant is like, you don't fuck with it. It's medicine. A lot of our medicine plants have been messed with, compromised. But that plant, it will take you down a road that you will have a hard time coming off of, because it doesn't want to be abused like that. And when you really do need it, it's not going to be able to help you when you really need it. So I always tell people, as a part of that healing and protecting and shielding of yourself, you have to get to the root cause of what's causing your pain. You can only sedate yourself for so long. Sooner or later, you got to get in there and you got to heal it. Because your healing is the key to it stopping, so it doesn't get passed down. If you have children, it doesn't get passed down. So when we talk about really protecting ourselves, you protect and shield up. Even your cars. I've said this so many times. Even your cars. Put the black tourmaline or smoky quartz in your cars. Especially black tourmaline. Front, back, side doors. Put it in there. Create that shield, that extra bumper shield around your vehicle. Let that vehicle become a shield of light itself. So when you're in it and you're driving and other people are, I don't know, sedated, and they decide to drive their vehicle and then run into people because they are not in their home. They left, they checked out, and something else is in there. Okay? This is what time it is. So, oils, smudging, playing beautiful music. I'm actually wanting to get a record player, like back in the day, and start playing old vinyls and new vinyls now with that frequency. Not that digital shit we be hearing on the radio and all that. But back in the day, some old vinyl music that has good frequencies to it. You know, or either just playing some good drumming flute music that keeps the vibration up. Piano music. Oh, that plants love that. Plants love any high frequency music. Your animals will thank you too, because it's permeating everything. It bumps up and it creates this beautiful auric field around your home, your apartment, wherever you're living. It creates that beautiful shield. These are things that we can do that keeps your frequency up so that you don't get easily hijacked. And when you're done with your devices and stuff, cleanse off, cut the hooks and cords, unplug, so you're not dealing with all that. What? The CIA does this all the time, adjusting the tune and high frequencies in a moment. And I have taught all of you how to not buy into that. Those energies, those 3-letter energy beings, those creatures. If you hear that energy, you simply say, if you're not of divine source, light, tone, codes, you need to leave. If you're not divine. As soon as you say that word, all of a sudden that thing will go like this. It'll just leave. It'll just be gone. But if it stays and then it starts to feel good, that's divinity coding your system. Don't just automatically, when you hear it, stop and say, okay, I am taking in all the codes that are coming in right now. No! Because some of it's artificial. have the wisdom and the alchemy of self to know, wait a minute, let me check in. Is this divine? If you're divine, thank you. If you're not, goodbye. If you're divine, thank you. If you're not, goodbye. I don't consent to you. When you say the word, I don't consent to you, it's gone. It leaves. Even at night when you're sleeping and you feel something coming into your space, and it shouldn't be there. Because that's a lot of times, that's when a lot of this artificial energy likes to come in at night when you're sleeping. That's when you say, Become the jaguar. And you're looking with your jaguar eyes. And you're looking and you're feeling. And you say, if you coming into my space, I hope you're ready. I'm going to tear your ass up. Get out of here. It'll leave. But if you're going to be sitting there going, oh, something's in my space. Woo, I wonder what it is. Stop it. This is what time it is. You got to check it out. Don't be just letting things come in. So I wanted to really come in here and just ask you to start being a little bit more aware of your energy. Pay attention to people that get that weird look in their eyes. They get glazed. They start it disappear. And then they get that smirky look on their face. Watch out. Because that person's not there anymore. That's something else that's there. And then you can easily say, well, I can see you have been taken and I got to go now. Skedaddle. Unless you're ready to do the battle there. You don't have to, but you can skedaddle. And when you break up with someone and you unhook the cords and stuff, and when you go through and you do a clear and you say, okay, I'm clearing this, I'm getting rid of this, you know, and you're cutting cords, and if you know there's a certain person that's been dipping in your space and trying to feed off of your energy and you cut that cord, the way you know for sure that the cord's been cut, they'll be calling you about 10, 15 minutes after you did it, sometimes an hour. And they'll be like, hey, you know, I was just checking in, trying to see how you doing, and can I come over? No, hell no, you can't come over. No. Can't come over. I got things I'm doing. Gotta go. Cut it again. Reason why I like talking and teaching about this is because I was one of those young soul people back in the day. Didn't believe in any of this. I was so open to just getting my ass attacked every time you look up by all kind of stuff. I was like, why is this always happening to me? Da, 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 da. Why do I feel so sad? Why, da, da, da? You know, energies that I would just walk into and I wasn't paying attention. And I'll never forget it because I was really heavy into my nursing career. And I still was in the churches at the time, you know, still trying to find my purpose. What's still this, you know? Hadn't went through that awakening veil that slapped the crap out of you. And I remember I was taking my first massage class. I was learning how to do massage. We just learned how to do this healing technique of emotional release. And this doctor came in and he kept looking at me strangely. And I was like, what the hell? So then he walked over to my table and I was doing some energy work on the person that was face down and I was doing the technique. And he goes, what do you do for a living? I go, Well, I'm currently in nursing right now. He goes, oh. I go, yeah. He goes, you're sensitive. You're this. He just, it was the weirdest thing because he just really, he says, you get sick easy, da 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 da. He says, I need you to start practicing this. And he taught me how to get rid of those hooks and cores, taught me simple techniques so that I can keep my auric field clear, taught me how to check is that yours or somebody else's energy. When people are being in your space and doing stupid stuff, he says, this is what you do. It showed me the whole thing. And it's what was so weird. He was only there for the day to do the teaching. Never came back for any other ones. You know, I thought it was so strange, but at that time he shared it. And once he did that, it was like, whoa, thank you. Thank you so much for teaching me that. So then it was different when I would go into the hospitals working with my patients. I wore purple, purple scrubs. I had stones in my pocket. I wore certain medallions that nobody else would see. And I would wear those. And then I made it a point when I would come home, all the nursing wearing stuff stayed out by the laundry, go straight to the shower. I had salt already in the shower in a big glass jar. Reached in, showered off, smudged while I was in the shower, come out, call it all in and drain down that divine energy all around me, ready to go to bed, ready to go to sleep, eat, whatever. I was in my space, my energy space. I wasn't feeling all my patients, all the stuff they were going through. I wasn't feeling my coworkers. I wasn't feeling all the stuff that I would be walking through as I was going through the hospital. Oh, I had to go past the morgue. I wasn't feeling, I hated that because then I would see spirits hanging around the morgue. Hospitals are full of spirits because if they died and they didn't get a chance to say goodbye, they will hijack someone to just try to see if they can get back to their loved ones to give a message. Happens a lot. These are the ones where people go into a surgery and they come out and they're not the same, especially heart surgeries, brain surgeries, heart and brain surgeries. And then if there's any surgery that's going on in the womb, that interference has to be dealt with, has to be healed. Because those are energy points of you when you're in surgery, you're out. There's these people who are representing doctors and nurses that are supposed to take care of you. And let me tell you something. A lot of your so-called doctors and nurses have forgotten their sacred oath. And things will happen in an OR that wasn't supposed to happen to you. And they all are in on it and they keep it wrapped up. But for some reason, you got to stay in a hospital for an extra few days because there was a little something that happened. But they won't chart it. So don't think that you can go get the chart and pull up what happened, that they were going to be truthful. No. They got to protect the hospital. So they won't put it in there. And everybody will make an agreement. Nobody talks about it. Nobody says anything. Those are some of your bad ones. And why I say that? Because it happened to me. They knew exactly how to cover their tracks. So there was no way to do anything. So you better believe from any points on when I come in and I have to do any kind of surgeries or what, I'm checking the day. Are we in freaking Mercury retrograde? Because I don't want you operating on me. What time of the day is my surgery going to be? It better be first thing in the morning. Forget that late in the afternoon bullshit. Because by that time you're tired. You might decide to go wander off and go do a little bit of this. And then come in and say you're going to do the surgery. Everybody's going to cover for you. Oh, I'm sorry. You were supposed to operate on the left part of the body, but you did it on the right. That's what I'm talking about. Protecting yourself. What day is that surgery on? What time of the day is it? What do you know about the person that's going to be doing it? Is that person actually going to be the one doing the surgery, or are they going to switch out when you're down and that doctor's not going to be there, but it's going to be somebody else that doesn't even know your case? I'm serious. This is the kind of stuff that happens. And then you're wondering why, especially brain surgeries, heart surgery, especially heart surgeries. I want you to think about this. When we take on, this is a whole nother level, organ donation. Someone's going to give you a kidney. Someone's going to give you a heart. Someone's going to give you eyes. Someone's going to da-da-da-da-da. Okay. All right. Now, if it's coming from a family member, you're good. But if it's coming from an unknown person, this is where you got to find out. What was that person doing in their life before they became the donor? You got their organ. Because there's this weird phenomena that happens. Now you got to remember, this is your temple. Everything about you is connected to you, okay? It's connected to your essence. Your essence. And then you go and have an essence of someone else's in you, put in you. You know where I'm going with this. Can you honestly say that wherever this came from, this is why they also give you the medications so that your body doesn't reject the organ. But still, some people will go through an organ rejection. A lot of times it's on the spirit level, why that organ can't stay. And then there's some people that can get it and they start having these weird phenomenon things happening to them. And they don't understand, but then they finally put it together. I didn't start having this until I had the surgery. And I'm going to say it like this, because I'm going to go there. If you were fine and healthy before taking a supplement and then you had a reaction, and then you go to the doctors, and what's the first thing the doctor will say to you? Well, have you done, pay attention, I'm rolling up my sleeves here, pay attention. First thing the doctor will say to you, what have you done differently in your daily routine? Did you take anything different? Have you started any new medications? Before you notice this, when did you notice it? Did this happen? Was this happening before you started this? Or did you notice it after you started it? And if you say, I noticed it after, then that is what is causing the problem. I rest my case now. I drove that home. All I had to do is say it just like that. Because there's some people that walk around and they're, no, I don't think it's that. Really? You don't think it's that? But you were just fine before you got this. You started this. Now you're having all these problems. That's the first thing the doctor's going to ask you. And then they're going to say this. Well, I would highly suggest that if you were on that supplement that is causing you to have that problem, I would highly suggest you stop that and see how you do after. This is where I will not be too naughty here. Because if you are part of the Be So Light tribe, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And this is going to be an issue in the summer. It's already happening. So, with that being said, lovelies, I've spoken my truth. I have said it the way I needed to say it. And I will let you make your alchemy hypothesis from that, of what I just spoke on. But my main thing is protection time. Do not be going outside of your home unprotected. Take care of it. And please hear me when I say this. All my beautiful, beloved, divine sisters out there, I know you love your hair. But what time is it? Please be careful of where you're getting your hair extensions, all that added in. And be aware of who's putting it in. Because everyone is not in the good high vibration when they're touching your crown. And you wonder why you're walking around with a headache, or you don't feel right, or you feel weird, or you feel a little weird or spacey. Not everybody is riding the same high vibe like you. And you got that person in your crown. Same with my divine masculines. You're going and you got somebody cutting and doing things in your hair, and if they've been all that and they're touching your crown, I'm sorry, this is just going to be a little bit of 411 and 101. Think about it. They're touching your crown. It's okay to say, oh, you know what? You're feeling kind of stressed out, honey. That's okay. I'll tell you what. I'm going to make a different time. I'm going to cancel this appointment. It's better to be safe than sorry. It's better to protect than to be walking around saying, oh, and then this is the worst thing. I wish I would have paid attention to that feeling I got. I knew, I felt it, but I said, no, I'll go ahead. This is not the time to be second guessing yourself. Not the time. Okay? Please protect your crown. Be careful. And even if you order something, if it's a synthetic, make sure you smudge it up. Okay? I'm all about that. Put those nice blessed oils on it. Bless it up because it's going on top of your crown. I totally let that go. Extensions and all that. And I'm like, get a headache. You be wondering why you got a headache. Because your body knows, what the hell is this on your head? Get off of it. It's trying to get it off your head. You be kind of scratching and telling you, been there, done it. Done it all. Well, I can come back and do these teachings with you and just remind you that you are a very powerful being and you have to be aware of certain things that you get in your space. People, objects, all kind of stuff. And be aware when people are trying to gift you stuff. Be aware of that. I never understood that. I watched the elders do it. And after I saw it a couple times, you know how you're in the background, you're like the little kid in a candy store and the elders are doing all their medicine and doing the prayers and stuff for coming. And you see someone walk up and say, I brought you a gift and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay. And they just leave it in the bag. Then someone, the warrior comes up, takes the gift and makes sure it stays in the bag. They go and open it away from the medicine area, away from people to make sure it's clear. Make sure there's nothing on it that would hurt the people or the elders. And then once they check in and it's clear, then they bring it back. Oh, yeah. Watch what's coming through your doors. Okay? Same thing if you're getting packages from Prime, all of that, take it out, smudge it, because trust me, you don't know where they had to go get that object or that package or that item that you asked for to bring it to you. There's a whole big network underneath. They're going all different places to go get that for you. Okay? And the stress of the person who is trying to hurry up and meet the order, and the driver trying to hurry up and do it on time so he doesn't get in trouble. And then he runs up the stairs and throws it on your door and takes a picture of it to show that you got it. And then you pick it up. Oh, I'm sorry. Was he ticked off or she ticked off that day and you touched it? Smudge it off. Wash your hands. Clear it. And then you can use it. All right, I taught you well. Go forth, lovelies, and present your beautifulness. All the beautiful divine masculines. Be the warriors that you're supposed to be. Thank you very much. All the beautiful divine feminine energies, your goddesses, your queens, all you beautiful ones, go forth and rule. How many of you did your homework assignment last night and listened to the song, I'm a Ruler? If you haven't done it, I highly suggest you do. All right. All right. So get your oils on. Get your sprays ready. Get your crystals going. Get your talismans up and going. Get you going and shield up. Stop walking out there. No, that's what time is it? Okay. All right, lovelies. I have got to go prepare a wonderful meal for myself and finish my laundry And I am going to be a very relaxed priestess, like I always am, because I've enjoyed my time with all of you. So, everyone, be good to yourself. I send you with beautiful love so that you can go and become your divine higher self and keep going. Keep going. Don't stop. And if Creator and the ancestors are talking to you and they're trying to get you to step into your medicine, listen and go do it. Stop laggagging around. No more time for that. All right. I must go eat because I don't want to be on the news by 6:30 being a radical teaching person. And then later they'll try to make a movie about it. Like that stupid movie coming out, Tarot. Really? Come on, give me a break. Really? Is that as far as this advancement has gone? What? All right, lovelies. I digress. Gotta go. Much love. Say it with me before we all leave. I'm divinely awake. I am divinely aligned. I am divinely seen. I am divinely heard. And I'm divinely loved. Be so light. Like and subscribe. Be true to you and shine your light bright. All right, lovely. Much love to you. Bye.